So
Alright, everybody. It's 7 o'clock now, so we're going to get started. I'm Tony with Given Chances Farm. First off, we want to thank everybody for subscribing to our channel. We were able to hit just over 200 subscribers this week, so we wanted to take time to celebrate that. Without people subscribing to our channel and watching our videos, then that's the only way that we can get our name out there and allow other people to be able to find our videos. That way, maybe something we're doing in our videos can help someone else. So, yeah, this is.
hello.
But I know lately, over the last week or so, we've been putting out a lot of content on halter training our calves. We did have a comment on one of the videos the other day asking if that's all we do is halter training calves. That's not everything that we do here, and if you check out our playlist, you would know that there's a lot more that goes on around here, but not this time of year, really. In our area, the weather's kind of up and down right now, staying in the between 20 and maybe 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not like we can be out gardening, and it's been muddy around here, so you're not getting too much done outside anyway. I've got another mulch mountain out there that I need moved, but can't get to it until the ground freezes again. So
hopefully within the next few days,
yeah,
we'll be able to get to that.
But we do have calves that we got to get started for 4-H. That time frame's already on us, because in March we'll take the calves to be weighed in. So we have 2 spring calves from last spring and 2 fall calves that we're currently working during those halter training videos. So really, our daily routine around here, when you're doing your morning chores, once everybody's fed, then it's time to start working calves. So we've got to walk them, groom them, and tie them up. So that's 4 calves a day that we're doing that with, and the girls are taking over most of the work on the fall calves, but I've still got to put in quite a bit of the work on the spring calves. But they're getting better. Both groups are progressing. So, and the girls are doing good on their training as well. So they're not show ready by no means yet, but they are moving in the right direction. We were able to introduce different things to them along the way, and basically as they progress through, we'll move into show sticks and the show halters, those kind of things, and then I got to get them ready to be able to introduce the blower to them and a set of clippers. So but the goat's dry right now, so we're not milking her. We're actually trying to get her bred and make sure that goes okay. We did do a driveway breeding back December 13th, and everything was going good until January 5th, and then she started oozing, and we believed that to be signs of heat again, so we contacted the person with the buck, and we were able to get her back down there. And when we did, as soon as we walked in the barn, the tail started wagging again, and she actually stood there. So so right now we're in the process of watching her again. yesterday would have actually been day 18, so today's day 19. And with goats, that heat cycle could be the ballpark like 18 to 21 days. So we are focusing on that right now. And so between now and Tuesday, we'll be watching her to see, make sure she doesn't have signs of heat return. So as of today, there was nothing, no signs whatsoever. So we like that. We'll see how it goes from here. And then, you know, we're still in the background prepping on what we can do for the garden. We've got to get all of that planned out. We've got our seeds already. So Brittany's getting ready to start. Her and the girls are going to sit down, troll up the garden, and start making their plan as to what seeds are getting planted where, what seeds are getting planted inside, and what ones are gonna just get straight planted into the ground. So, do you have that
Chart. I can
seed
go
chart,
get
by the way? I don't remember.
Someone asked, which I already commented, but 4-H, is it a go? And I basically just said,
yeah.
as of right now, 4-H
Yeah.
is a go.
As of right now, the last we had heard for 4-H, because we're in Indiana, they are planning as of right now that all 92 counties in Indiana are a go, is what the email I received last stated. So I know you can go online and sign up, and actually the 4-H online website, for us at least, it changed a little bit. It was just a little bit different this year than the one in the past. So as far as the garden seed planting, from watching another YouTube video, I believe it was VW Family Farms, if I remember right, she uses this Clyde's garden planter. So we ended up getting on the website and purchasing one, and basically the way that it functions, it has spring on one side and fall on the other side. And what you do is you we used Google to get our average last frost for spring, and then what you do is you just pull that over and slide it to whatever day that would be, month and day, and then on that it will tell you when you can start your indoor seeding dates, and then it also tells you like your first outdoor planting, and then you can also get expected harvest dates off of it as well. And then for fall, you judge it off of your expected first frost date. So, oh, hold on. Taylor's trying to do the comments for me. So, okay. What will the girls be showing this year in 4-H? Well, for 4-H, the girls do livestock and they also do projects. So the projects, they're going to be doing beekeeping again on the project side of it, and then for the livestock showing, they're both going to be showing dairy goat, and then they're also going to be showing cattle again. On the cattle side of it, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but Indiana, at least in our county, does not recognize our American Aberdeen cattle as a breed for its own class. They use the guidelines for the state fair, so that's all the breeds that they use for classes in that. So we actually, even though our animals are registered animals, they show in the commercial class. So with that being said, our girls will be taking, so the spring calves, those yearlings will be going to the fair, ballpark about 535, 540 pounds roughly by the time they get to the fair. And they'll be showing against steers that are 900 to 1,000 pounds. We've had it go both ways as far as judging is concerned. We had one year where the judge looked at our cows and just told Michaela that I don't know how to judge a cow that can fit inside the rest of them in the ring, and walked past her and moved on. The most recent judge that was there knew the Aberdeen breed as soon as it walked in the ring, asked her if that's what our cow was. When she said yes, he judged the animal for what the animal was, and our heifer that day actually ended up 3rd out of 5 in the class that day. So we were pretty excited, and actually that heifer ended up that same year. It wasn't last year's 4-H, it was the year before, because we did virtual last year, but the year before we did that, so it would have been 2019's 4-H, and that heifer ended up down at Louisville as well. So we ended up bringing home purple banner for down there. We had the junior show, that one received grand champion, and then on the open show it received the reserve grand champion. So
Somebody asked, will we ever show pics?
don't not get the banners. Go. As far as pigs go, we will actually check into that. We haven't looked too much into pigs for 4-H of this year because of the fact of us not knowing exactly when we are getting our breeding pair. We're kind of in limbo. It's either going to be late spring or early summer. So since we don't have an actual date that we're getting the pigs, and so I haven't really checked into the 4-H rules on cutoff of when we would have to have the pigs, and then also I'll have to look at it because I'm pretty sure that the Idaho pasture pigs is not going to be one of the breeds that they're going to recognize, so we'll have to see what class we would be suited for with those pigs. That would be one I'd have to look at and kind of investigate a little bit more. So definitely going to be busier summer, especially if 4-H does actually go. And also the girls have been invited to a few other shows when it comes to the dairy goat side of it. Whether we actually participate or if we, at a minimum, go to watch. So we definitely want to go and watch some shows prior to 4-H. That way we've got a little better idea of exactly what to expect once we get into the ring. We have watched a few of the goat shows over the past couple of years, but really weren't focusing as much on what we would need to do to be able to participate in those shows as we were just watching a friend of ours that his kid was actually in there showing. So sit that over there, thank you. Alright, but we have lots of things that are going to be keeping us busy this year. Definitely want to try to increase our number of hives out there again this year. We met one of our goals last year but didn't meet the other one, so we're going to try to attack that goal this year. We wanted 40 hives going into winter and we ended up with 26. So we're going to push for that 40 hive goal this year. So that way we can get to a point where I think that 40 hives is kind of a sweet spot for us. If we take on a second yard, then we'll be able to do that, as well as we'll keep some nucleus colonies around here to be able to fill in the holes, and then we'll also be able to produce our own queens that way, and then preferably get to the point where we can sell some of those nucleus colonies.
Computer went to sleep.
Brittany's trying to keep track of the comments for me, and our computer just went to sleep. So, like I said, we definitely want to make sure that we thank all of our subscribers for all their support. We appreciate all the comments on the videos, and if there's any other videos that someone would like to see from the farm, we'll attempt to put that content out if we haven't already. So we have put out a few cooking videos lately, because I know the first live we done where we were celebrating 100 subscribers at that time, we were asked whether we would do any cooking videos, so we've put a few of those out. Not very many, but we did put a few of them out there.
I can't get it to make it.
So we will try to keep that going. The computer.
Yeah, I can't get it to wake up.
Alright, let me see if I can help her out real quick.
Computer malfunctions. Computer's sleepy. It doesn't want to wake up. Did you say it's bedtime?
I said
Peter
it
said
maybe
it's
it's
bedtime.
bedtime. Just use your phone.
I have to. I'll try to use the phone. I'm not sure. Not exactly sure what happened to the computer, but it definitely went to sleep and stayed there, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we one of the other things that we're looking to try to add to the farm this year, because we want to be able to produce more produce, to be able to have that available for the farmers market. We have started to look at the possibility of a high tunnel to try to add here at the farm, and then that will actually give us the opportunity possibly to increase the growing season around here. So, and I'll let Brittany kind of discuss some of the things she's looking at on that.
As far as
What type of high tunnel and those things you're looking for?
well, I'm not really particular on what kind we'll have to get with the what's the program called?
It's the USDA's
Yeah.
NRCS.
Yeah, we'll have to get with them to figure out which high tunnel that they will allow us to get. But the plan is to have it to where we can grow throughout the year, not just in the warmer time frames. So come the colder times, we would be able to still produce like your cold hardy stuff, like your lettuce, your spinach, maybe even attempt some like broccoli and cauliflower, and what else did we have that we could grow in there?
The one that we seen was like strawberries.
Yeah, someone or one of the videos that we watched like during the colder months, but in the high tunnel you were able to still produce like strawberries, so we may look and talk to them about possibly being able to do that. I don't know, as far as being in Indiana with our weather conditions, if that would allow us to do the strawberries during that time frame or not, but definitely going to be looking into extending our growing season with that high tunnel. Oh, he finally got it.
Yes.
Alright, we have 2 questions.
So then also, not only with the high tunnel, we are also thinking about maybe extending the little section of garden that we just had from last year. And it basically held tomato plants. I think we had, was it 32?
Yeah.
32 tomato plants, and that consisted of the paste tomatoes and I think it was the Better Boys. So 32 of those, and then we had bell peppers, jalapenos, we did green beans, we had a few, I think there was like 4 or 6 rows of, like small rows of corn that we had in there. You have a question?
Yeah. Okay. I got the computer back up and going now finally. Not exactly sure what I did, but it's up and running. Grace Homestead has a question asking us if we were going to be selling any pregnant low-line cattle this year. That is always a battle, to say the least. We have the 2 registered ones that we have for fall calves are the girls' show calves, and they Cheyenne is one of them that gives birth in the fall. That's Michaela's original show calf, and she has basically said that calf or that cow will stay here until the end. Taylor has Faith, which is the calf that did well in the 4-H and also did well down in Louisville. And Faith is actually Rosie's mom. So the little calf that we're halter breaking right now. Now, as far as unregistered low lines, we have Chocolate and Sunday. That's why our herd is actually percentage based, because those 2 were not registered when we got them. The reason for that, we found out after the fact, was that we purchased them, was the person that we purchased them from actually did not transfer the paperwork for them, and also didn't transfer the paperwork for the bull that was the sire to Chocolate, because we actually bought Sunday and Chocolate as a cow-calf combo, and that's what started our herd. Now, if you would be interested in Sunday or Chocolate, that might be a possibility. I'm not going to rule anything out, but those are both, I'd have to look at their age because I don't remember off the top of my head. I know Chocolate and our Bull Magic are within a month or so apart, and I believe those 2 are, where's Molly's phone at?
I'll look it up.
They are, I can't remember if those 2 are either 5 or 6. So Sunday, the original cow, she was a 2-year-old when we purchased her. So she gave birth to Chocolate as a 2-year-old. But those are definitely would be possibilities as of right now. To date, we have not ever sold one that is pregnant. We have sold a cow-calf pairs, and we have sold heifers out of our stock, but we have never actually sold a pregnant one. We do test using bioprint blood testing when we so that we get an email stating that the cow is pregnant or not. But honestly, we've never been asked for someone to buy a pregnant cow either, so we're not against it by no means. So if you're interested, like I said, we could definitely talk about it. Might have a possibility to talk Taylor out of Faith at some point, but I don't know. She's a good cow, but the girls do understand that, you know, we only have so much property and we can't keep all of them. But lately we have been hitting a lot of bull calves, so
That's not a problem.
which isn't really a problem either, because we have people wanting beef from us, and we haven't been able to supply that yet. So we are working towards that. So
Magic is 2014.
okay, so Magic, our bull, is a 2014, so he would be 6. He'll actually be 7 in May, if I remember right. He's a May of 14, and that makes Chocolate April of 2014, because I remember she was a month ahead of him. So
And then Sunday would be
and
2
Sunday
years.
was a 2-year-old then, so that means she'll be 9 this year. So, like I said, those two would be possibilities. Both are great cows. Nothing against them, other than, you know,
They're not
by paperwork standards, they don't have paperwork on them. But
they're not halter broke.
yeah, and those two are two of the herd that are not halter broke. Everybody else to date has had a halter on them at some point.
Chocolate has had.
Yeah, Chocolate had one on it last year during the vet being here.
Let's use Angel.
I had switched her ear tag because hers came out, so I had put a different tag in her, and previously she had had an orange ear tag. All of the newer ones that we had worked and had halter had either have a green tag or they have the yellow county tag. So when I turned around in the pen to run them through the chute for the vet, I saw a green tag and tossed a halter on her, and she kind of swung her head a few times, didn't do anything bad, but I was like, why is this one giving me so much trouble? And once I got a halter on her and was able to read the tag, that told me exactly why. She had never had one on her to date, so. But now she has, and I mean, you can touch her, you can pet her, those kind of things, but she has not had a halter on her.
Okay, we got one asked, how do you have much honey left? And then Prairie Sunset Ranch congratulated us on getting our 200 subscribers.
All right, well, thank you. Yes, we do have honey left. We're still currently doing a farmer's market we're in Greenfield, Indiana, the 1st and the 3rd Sunday of every month for their farmers market, and that one's located at the 4-H Fairgrounds there in Greenfield, and it's actually indoors. We're in the sheep barn or the show arena, depending on weekends, which is the same building. Basically, it's just one end of the building or the other, and so it is inside and it's heated. So we're still able to sell some of the honey there. We've actually got a decent amount of return customers, some of which we see every time we're there. Others we see once during the month. They'll usually come in and buy. The ones that come once a month normally buy the bigger bottles from us, and the ones that come every week, they normally buy the smaller bottles from us. I mean, we sell it in a 2-ounce bottle, 8-ounce, 12-ounce,
24-ounce,
1 pound, 24-ounce, 2 pound, 3 pound, 5 pound, and a 12 pound, which the 12 pound is a 1 gallon. And honestly, if somebody wanted more than that, 5-gallon buckets, 60 pounds. So we still have it in 5-gallon buckets, so we've still got quite a bit left actually. And then looking forward to starting another season of extracting again. Hopefully by last year June we were getting our spring honey. So, but every year is different. We'll see how it goes this year.
no
What else we got?
questions.
That's it.
Okay. Like I said, we definitely appreciate everybody subscribing to our channel. We appreciate you guys here on the live and asking us questions. I'm sure that you guys have watched enough of our videos to know that I don't really have a problem talking. So part of that is the line of work that I do. So, and I've been at that for a while. So, but and actually, well, today is actually 16 years I've been on the fire department. So.
No, that was my phone.
Alright, well, we've been at it for about a half an hour here. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to post them. If not, we're going to attempt to celebrate our 200 subscribers with the homemade ice cream that is, I believe, just finished.
It's in the freezer now.
Yeah. We have the, I think they call it the nostalgic ice cream maker. The old style where you put the ice around the tub and put the salt in there. We made the mixture out of whole milk and cocoa powder because we like chocolate ice cream. So, but we appreciate you guys subscribing to us and sharing our videos with all of your family and friends. We do see our videos shared on Facebook quite a bit. We've got some new followers on Instagram as well. We did end up, speaking of Instagram, we've been posting a few pictures on there, and it goes to our Facebook account as well. Here recently we purchased a cookbook. It's actually right here. For those of you that may have watched the series Cowboy Way, Booger Brown on there created a cookbook for his grandma Betty Joe. So it looks like this. We went onto their website and actually purchased an autographed copy and have started trying some of the recipes on here. So far we have tried the banana pudding recipe, and it is amazing. I had pictures on Instagram of it, and tonight we actually had the potato soup recipe for dinner. So Those are both really good. If you haven't checked out that series yet, is it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. I think they've got 7 seasons, I believe it is. Basically, Cowboy Way is 3 friends and their families that they run Faith Cattle Company out of Alabama, and it kind of shows how they raise cattle and sell them and all of their lifestyle like that. It has some cattle drives involved in it, some cattle auctions, those kind of things. Pretty good series, and like I said, it's a nice family-based series, so we were able to watch it as a family. So, like I said, check that show out and check out that cookbook. It's got some. The grandma was Grandma Betty Jo's in her 80s, so some of the recipes that are in there, she used to cook for her husband when he was doing cattle drives. Like one of them, she calls swamp cabbage. So, and they cook it with pork fat. So.
In Prairie Sunset Ranch said they were a paramedic for 15 years before cattle ranching. Thank you, sir, for your service.
I myself am a paramedic as well, so thank you for that. So I actually got my EMT back in '99, and then in '05 when I came on the fire department, right at my first year on, I started my paramedic class. So I've been a paramedic since '07 actually, because it was a 16-month program. So. So yeah, the girls, they are looking at, as of right now, both of them are saying they want to be veterinarians, so pretty heavily on the medical field in this household since Brittany is actually a registered nurse, so we appreciate that. And like I said, with everything we got going on in this world right now, especially with this virus and everything else that's crazy right now, I just feel fortunate that we are able to do this and show the girls a little bit about something besides a video game and a screen. So they're learning to care for animals and learning to garden and be able to take care of themselves that way. Whatever tomorrow holds, then hopefully we can move forward and take care of it the best we can.
They've learned even how to do chicken processing.
Yeah, they learned how to process chickens last year, and well, speaking of that, they actually we ordered 54 Cornish cross that will be here. Supposed to be shipped the ballpark the week of March 22nd, and then the girls have taken their money that they've earned. They actually sell lip balm made out of beeswax and shea butter and sweet almond oil, and then Loran's oils flavoring. They make lip balm out of it, and I believe we have a video on that, right? Yeah, we have a video on that. And then they, like, Michaela does some crocheted items, and Taylor does some sewing for some headbands, and could be, and then it can also be used similar to like the gaiters to cover up your face for a mask.
They've just recently done.
So they use their money that they've earned doing that. They use that to help offset the cost of the goats and their feed, and then they also decided they wanted their own laying flock, so they purchased some blue coachings, and then they do earrings.
Like these.
Yeah, and so we've got those coming in May, and Brittany and I also purchased some new ones for our laying flock this year. They'll come at the same date with theirs, so we're doing what Murray McMurray calls their Red Star which they basically say is like an Isa brown. So we're going to add those into our laying flock. We actually have both sets of those have 16 hens coming, and then, or well, pullets, and then a rooster of each breed. So our intentions are to keep those separated off into their own flocks. That way we can produce eggs that are on the Isa brown so we can eat, but also we're going to hatch them out to keep replenishing our laying flock over and over for Brittany and I. And the girls plan on taking their blue Cochins, since those are more of a rare breed. They're either going to sell their eggs off as hatching eggs, or they will hatch theirs out and sell the chicks off. It's their that's their, I guess you would, for lack of better terms, that's their business plan on those. So, but what else you got, Rick?
Oh, that's it.
All right. Like I say, I want to thank you guys for spending time with us while we do our videos. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, but let's see if we can push forward and hit that next 100 here soon. We went basically from 100 to 200 since Halloween, basically. So let's see if we can get going again. My goal for 2021, I set at trying to hit 500 subscribers.
My goal's 1,000.
Brittany says we can do 1,000. So I know that neither one of us can hit our goals without your guys' help. So feel free to share our videos. And
someone asked if the girls was going to show chicken for 4-H.
And not this year. They are not going to show chickens this year, but they are thinking of that as a possibility once the blue Cochins get here and get to a decent enough size to be able to do that. We do have friends of ours that show at the same 4-H fair that we do, and actually the current laying flock that we have out there, where we did the video where we hatched out eggs back in March of 2020, if I remember right. We hatched out some buff Orpingtons and Well Summers. Those actually came from our friend that his daughter shows the Well Summers and the buff Orpingtons. She shows at 4-H, and then she also travels to a few shows as well, and does really well with both of those breeds. So I know she made our state fair in 2019 with one of her roosters, if I remember right. I think it was the buff Orpington rooster, possibly, if I remember right, because we usually go over, and they're the way our 4-H grounds is set up. The cattle barn is right next to the chicken and rabbit barn, so we normally try to get over there and see the chicken show. That way we can watch her in that. But so far we haven't ventured out on the showing of the chickens yet, but we are not going to say that it's not a possibility in the future. So
I mean, that's basically another reason why the girls wanted to get into the blue Cochins, because they wanted to eventually be able to show, but also have eggs to sell, and possibly be able to hatch some of those eggs to turn into chicks
right,
that they could turn around and sell them,
right,
whether it be for just someone else's flock to raise
right,
for eggs, or if they start showing the chickens and do fairly well with them, then they can hatch the eggs out and sell them off as like a show bird.
Okay. All right. Well, that's about 45 minutes right now, guys. So, if we don't see any more questions, then we're going to get off here and get after that chocolate ice cream. We appreciate everybody watching, spending time with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
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 Did you end it?
Yeah, I did. No. Did you get it over there?